Welcome to KMX Behind the Curtain, and this is episode number 6. In today's interview, we're going to be speaking to Rob Art Downie, the Scottish illustrator and artist who has taken the wrestling world by storm. You've probably seen his pictures on merchandise, on social media, everywhere. So we're going to talk to him how he got started, how he draws the pictures. We're going to talk about that Brock Lesnar series, and also which is his favourite wrestler to draw. Now make sure you like and comment on this video and press that subscribe button. And don't forget to press that bell to be notified when our new videos are posted. So let's get behind the curtain with Robert Downie. Robert Downie, welcome to KMX Behind the Curtain.
Hey, how's it going?
I'm very well, how are you?
Not too bad, all things considered.
Yeah. Let's start right at the beginning. Where did you start learning to draw?
When I started, I was doing this since I was little. To be honest, it's not really that interesting. To be honest, I just tried out when I was little. I realized I was good at it, and then I just kept going with it. Really.
Was it one of them things at school where you kind of just were always scribbling the back of the books, or was it just
It started off that way, and I think one day I tried drawing a character, probably a Disney character or something, and then I kind of thought that's actually not too bad. I could keep. And then I tried up more and more characters and stuff like that, and basically that was it. It just kind of snowballed from there. Really,
yeah.
Wound up really enjoying it. And
have you always found your style is quite a cartoon style? Have you always found that was your style from when you first started, or was that kind of developed?
I always started off because I was always watching. I still do. I was always watching like cartoon shows growing up, and I still watch them today, to be honest. And I've tried other styles out. You know, I tried. I think I had a phase where I tried drawing more manga style stuff, but like it didn't stick with that. I wound up going back to the cartoony stuff at the end.
Okay. And so you've taken that kind of ability to draw in your style, and then you've transferred it into the kind of the wrestling world. And that's kind of like where I learned about you as such. I saw, I think it was Rhea O'Reilly. I think you'd done a design for her. I think she had posted up, and it kind of brought my attention to you, and I've kind of followed you since.
Was that the t-shirt?
The t-shirt design,
the Chucky one.
Yeah.
I was pretty happy with that one.
So how did you get into the wrestling kind of side of things? How did that come about?
Well, I mean, growing up, I wasn't a wrestling fan at all.
No.
It kind of trended when I was in school, like right after everyone stopped collecting Pokemon cards, and I was still doing that. I didn't really let go of that right away. But growing up, I didn't really, and it was just never something I got into. But when I was when I got a little bit older, my younger brother Ian, he was and he's a bigger wrestling fan than me by a long shot. He was always, because I'd always seen him watching like his pay-per-views and stuff like that. And one day he was going to go to a WCPW show. I think it was a Newcastle show. I can't remember for sure, but he asks me if, because I was I was out of college for maybe a good few years now, and my artwork wasn't doing so well. Like the kind of commissions I was getting were like just stuff for family, friends, and stuff for not much money. So basically Ian asked me if I could draw like these 3 pictures, and it was of both Adams, who were at What Culture at the time, and he framed them up and gifted them to them and stuff. And after that, I wound up getting offered a job doing artwork for What Culture. It was a video series called the WWE Superstar Diaries.
Okay.
Which didn't last very long. Maybe 5 or 6 episodes. I can't remember. I think the last one was John Cena. Was a John Cena themed episode.
Okay.
And it basically snowballed from there. I started getting more, I started going to shows because I thought I'd better know what would help if I knew what I was doing artwork for. And I ended up just getting involved, and then I started doing more wrestling art for myself, and as gifts for wrestlers, and that started to get me more and more commissions as time went on. And
yeah, did you find your artwork kind of allowed you to enjoy the wrestling more? As you kind of went to the wrestling, you saw wrestlers there, and you kind of transferred that into your artwork.
Yeah, that happened quite a lot actually. I'd be at a show and I'd be like, that moment would be fun to draw, or just that wrestler would be fun to draw. And
yeah, because I've seen a couple. Because I really enjoy your like the artwork you do of the moments. So you do a lot of portrait stuff. You do like moments from shows. I think recently you put something up with Rosemary from Impact. There was a moment.
Oh yeah, with Casey Spinelli.
Yeah,
I saw the.
Yeah, both of them liked it, but I think they commented on it as well. So it shows that your artwork's getting out there. I think there was a Jamie Hayter and Roxy from Pro Wrestling Eve when the large kendo stick was used.
Oh yeah, that was fun to draw.
That one there was for me personally, because I was actually behind the massive kendo stick. I made that pig kendo stick.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. So they were supposed to have 2 kendo sticks. We only found one, and I found some bamboo sheeting and decided to make a massive kendo stick, and then left to go to work, and then got a phone call later to say, yeah, they used it, and Jamie Hayter's got a nice bruise on her chin. I was like, oh no. And then you did the artwork, and I was like, that's amazing.
So you contributed to that one. That's good. I didn't know that.
So do you find that then moments you find them better? So when you're at a show, as you said, you kind of see something happen, you go, that'd be great in a picture.
Yeah, when I see it, it's I think when I see it in person, it's it kind of hits you better than I don't always draw from shows I was at. I wasn't at that Eve show, for example, yeah, usually it does help more when you actually see the show in person.
Yeah.
Like, definitely.
Do you ever look back to see if you can see the video or any pictures, or do you just memorize it from what you were at the show and remember seeing?
Oh, you don't. Yeah, I don't draw from memory. That was one of the things that was something they taught me in college. Do not do that. You have to always, if you can have a reference, have a reference. So, but sometimes I'd get a little. There had been times where I got a little too eager and ahead of myself, and I would draw it, and then it would turn out like I did this picture of this was at a Fierce Female show in Glasgow, where basically Debbie Keitel had a bin over her, and Jokey was just kicking the hell out of it whilst it was over. And I drew it really quickly, and I kind of winged it with Jokey's makeup, and it turned out I had done it completely wrong.
Yeah.
And it wound me up that much that I redid the thing and posted it again.
Yeah. So is that why, as you said, you use a reference point just so you know you're getting it right? So are you a bit of a perfectionist to take it with your work?
Oh, sometimes. If I see something like really distinctly wrong, it'll annoy me. But like I'm also a bit of a corner cutter, so there'll be times where I'll just be like, you know what, it's fine. I can live with this.
So you talked about your commissions you were getting from wrestling. Who was the first kind of major commission you got where you thought kind of like that led you into more wrestling pictures?
The first wrestler who commissioned me was Session Moth Martina.
Yeah.
Well, my brother basically commissioned a picture. He sent me this picture, and he commissioned me to make a cartoon version of that. And basically Martina saw that and then reached out to me and asked me to design a t-shirt for her. And it was like of her as a toddler going towards a 4-pack of beer, and she's got all these thought bubbles, and they're all these real quotes from her. And it was, I can't remember, something about one of them was something about the world being heavier because there's buildings on it and stuff like that. Like,
and so I take it that sort of commission that kind of led on with, obviously, with her being quite well known within the industry. That kind of thing, she shared it, and then other people saw it and then got in contact. Yeah,
that's basically how it works. Word of mouth. Usually, basically that's it. They'll show it to people, other people. Maybe there's sometimes their fans will reach out to me for a commission, or sometimes another wrestler, and usually it just builds up from there.
And when you look at your pictures you've done, which one's your favourite one, would you say?
Favorite one overall? See, I had a glance through my pictures earlier, and I think the one that stands out the most for me at the moment was probably my drawing of the Scottish WWE champions. Sorry, from last April, because there was five WWE title holders that were all from Scotland. So I did a picture of them all with like the Scottish flag behind them.
Nice.
And that was quite.
Did that get picked up by any of them? Did any of them comment on it, or?
all of them saw it except for the only one that supposedly didn't see theirs was Drew McIntyre. He's the only one that at least not to my knowledge. Maybe he did.
How do you find when they obviously comment on it? Do you feel like it's a good thing?
Yeah, absolutely. It kind of it's a bit of it's pretty motivating, to be honest.
No, definitely.
It's quite exciting.
And who's your favourite person to draw?
That's a good question. Going through my work, I think the wrestler I've drawn the most is probably Session Moth Martina.
Yeah,
she's usually quite comical and expressive as well. Other ones probably Looking Sharp springs to mind. He's quite loud and funny as well. And I've drawn Emily Hayden a few times as well, quite a fair few times. Also Brock Lesnar.
Yes. Now that series, I want to talk about that. Where did that come about? Because I just started seeing you post up these pictures of Brock Lesnar who changed his name, and then like I think it was Flock Lesnar was one of my favourite. Frock Lesnar.
Sheep one, yeah.
They were. Where did that come about? What was the reason behind doing them?
Well, I just thought. Well, the first one I drew was the broccoli one.
Yeah.
And I just thought if you took, because I'd heard people, I'd heard broccoli be abbreviated to Brock, but just BROC.
Yeah.
And then I just thought take the K off Brock Lesnar, and then that daft thing came along. And then ages later, I thought I saw somebody say Brock Lobster at some point, and then one day I was just thinking, and then like Flock Lesnar and Croc, like all these daft puns came to mind. I was like, I'm gonna have to draw these.
Yeah.
There's like as many of these as humanly possible, and 15 different versions of them.
And that's going something to kind of work out 15 variations of Brock Lesnar.
Yeah. I was getting suggestions from like everybody was like,
really?
I'd like fans and other wrestlers and everything sending me messages going, have you drawn Doc Lesnar yet? Have you drawn Chalk Lesnar or Frock Lesnar and stuff?
That's great. I bet that was just one of the moments where you thought this would be funny, and then it just kind of took off.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I haven't done the last one I did was Knock Lesnar, where he was a door.
Yeah.
That was about a month ago now, a little over a month ago.
So if anyone's got any suggestions, just message you. Any other variations?
Let me just check. Actually, I wrote a list. I made a list on my phone because obviously there were times where I was even at work or when I was at work or just out and about or something like that, and I'd think of one. I was like, I've got to type this down. Let me just see. 2, 4, 6.
A few minutes later.
It's possibly 40 more than the ones I've already done. So
that's impressive. You've got a lot of work.
I can always
add to it.
I can always pick the project back up one day when I feel like it.
That's amazing. Looking at people you've drawn, is there anyone you've not drawn that you kind of want to, but you've either been put off with or kind of gone, I'll get to that one another time, and you're unsure about if you want to do it or not?
See, nobody springs to mind. Usually when I get the idea, because I'm quite impulsive with my art sometimes, so usually when I see a wrestler and think I want to draw them, it's usually the next thing I do when I get them in it. So I don't really, off the top of my head, I can't really think of anybody.
No.
Chances are if there is somebody, you'll probably find out in a couple of days when I decide to draw them.
Yeah. Are you slightly concerned Brock Lesnar might see your collection of pictures of him?
A little bit. I mean, I tag him every single time I posted it.
I tagged him
on Twitter.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of hoping he does one day, because that would be a fun story to tell if I got I saved the pun Block Lesnar for in case it pisses him off and he blocks me on Twitter. That'll just use a screen cap from blocking me.
Brilliant. So looking at your artwork, obviously you've been around for a number of years. You've done a lot of artwork for a number of wrestlers, a lot up in ICW, Fierce Females I've seen. Do you get recognised in and around shows that you go to? Sometimes.
I don't normally show my face that much on social media, so people tend to recognise the artwork more than my face. But I've occasionally had people recognise me, like wrestlers and fans and stuff.
Yeah.
But usually they don't know who I am until they see I've got a picture for them, and they'll be like, "Oh, are you the guy that draws the pictures?" And that's.
And how do you find that? How do you find that kind of people, that recognition as such?
It's quite nice, to be honest. It's quite good.
Does it push you forward to do more of it?
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah, it's it does lift my spirits quite a bit. So
yeah. And I know you've mentioned it before online. You said about you've obviously been around wrestling. You've thought about going to wrestling training. Is that something you're still thinking about?
I don't know. During last year, I was thinking about it for quite a while. I even designed a persona. It was going to be I was going to aim for something like a cartoon villain, like Dick Dastardly, Robbie Rotten, that sort of thing. Yeah. But during last year, I wound up. I just lost interest after a while. You know, I felt like it was better just sticking with the artwork. Yeah. I mean, I might change my mind one day.
Is it one of them impulsive things that you said you're quite impulsive?
It was a little. It was a little bit. Yeah, I think because obviously there's not many training schools open at the moment, and
right.
And even if there were, there aren't really any. I think there's maybe one in Edinburgh that Joe Hendry ran. But if I was to do it for real, I'd have to go to Glasgow or Fife or something like that. Yeah. So doing it just now wouldn't be ideal anyway.
No.
I thought maybe I'm probably better off focusing on the artwork. But like I said, I mean, I might change my mind and try and pursue it one day. But
yeah. And just moving on, your Friday night Twitch, you do you kind of like your Twitch show you done there, your charity one. How's that going? Explain that to me, just so anyone that's watching, they know when to tune in and what they're expecting to see.
Well, a while back, I did a week-long art stream to raise money up to donate to Fair Share, a food bank charity, and a couple of weeks back, I saw they were bringing back that clapping for heroes thing, and that wound me up. And I thought I should probably try doing something more useful. So I thought I'd bring that stream back. Basically, I would draw followers live on my Twitch stream. They were just black and white pictures, and just for. Then people could donate if they wanted or not. And the last 2 weeks, I raised money for NHS charities. I managed to raise £65 in the last 2 weeks for that.
Yeah.
And this Friday, I'm changing up a bit. I'm going to try. I do dabble in doing pixel art every now and then, like drawing like video game style pictures. So. This Friday, I'll be doing basically pixel art pictures of characters. It would just be like a small sort of like an in-game sort of character. Yeah. And basically I'll be doing those of as many followers as possible. And going to be raising money for food to donate to a local food bank. Because I wasn't sure about donating the money to the food bank charities is okay, but I wasn't 100% sure how much of that money actually went towards the food and stuff. So I thought maybe I'm better off buying the food myself, and that way I know exactly where it's going. I know exactly what it's going towards.
No, definitely. And it's obviously you're doing it a good cause. You've seen something and you've gone, that annoys me, but I want to do something still. And you've put your skill to kind of going on to Twitch. So we'll put the link underneath so people can get to your Twitch channel. If they can't go on, depending on when this video goes out, it might have already gone past Friday, but if not, I'm sure you'll be there next Friday. And if not, they can go on your Twitch channel. They can re-watch some of your previous work. Because I just watched last week and I was watching you and I was blown away. I'll be honest with you, proper blown away with your skill level, because it was very well laid out. You had the screen, how you were working. You had the picture in the bottom corner of what you were drawing. And then obviously you had your little animated cartoon version of yourself scribbling away.
Yeah.
And you were talking over the top and you were doing 2 things at once, 3 things at once. And I was like, all right, I can't even do 1 thing at once. So looking at what I did notice with your Twitch is how you draw. A lot of your stuff is on the computer. It's not hand drawn. So what sort of programs are you using? How are you going about using that?
Well, I have I've got a graphics tablet with the screen built in, and I use Adobe Photoshop for all my artwork, and I just do it all digitally on the screen. It's less mess, and mistakes are easy to fix. And I know a few shortcuts and stuff with it now, so makes it a bit easier for me.
Yeah. How long has it taken you to perfect that sort of kind of style of drawing using technology rather than obviously pen and paper?
Well, I've been using Photoshop since like when I did graphic design back in high school. They taught us Photoshop, and like I did 5 years in college, and that was all the digital side of things was done with mostly with Photoshop as well. Yeah. So it was just getting used to it over the years, and like I learned a lot of little. I've now know a lot of like little tricks and little shortcuts and stuff like that, and I still occasionally learn a new thing with it as well. So
yeah, no, that's always good. So I'm sure when they upgrade the system, there's more to learn for yourself and gives you other things. So looking at how people can order from you, obviously during this video, I've been showing elements of your work that's been coming up on the screen. How can people, if people have seen it and gone, oh, I really like that, how could I go and order it? How do people contact you for commissions?
Well, at the moment, my commissions are closed, but as of the time recording this, I've finished most of what I've got, so I might be able to get them reopened soon. I will post an update on all my social media when they're open again.
Yep.
If you have any questions, you can just message me, preferably on Twitter. I'm most active on Twitter, so if you can DM me there or send an email, and just ask any questions. And I've got a set of like my prices and like some rules and stuff like that as well.
Talking about the rules, obviously, what sort of rules have people got so they're just aware of? Obviously, they're coming to you, what they can use your artwork for, as such.
If you want me to draw a certain person or something, have a good reference. The better the quality, the better. The higher the quality, the better. The better the picture will turn out. And be very specific, like with your details and like if you want me to draw somebody with a tattoo, tell me they've got a tattoo, for example, and so on. Usually the prices are set. They're a bit higher if it's for merchandise, though. If just like so that's like just to be so you're licensed to use it as well. Yeah. I'll charge a little higher for those ones, and that's basically it, really. Yeah. I don't normally provide hard copies of the pictures anymore, though, especially like even before the lockdown, I was always terrified of them getting. I'd sent prints to people before and they got damaged in the post and stuff like that. So I always thought it was safer to just send them the digital file and let them print it themselves. I thought that was way safer. Yeah, definitely. Social media. You spoke about how people can contact you on social media. You say your Twitter. What is your Twitter handle? It's Rob Art Downie. ROBART DOWNIE. And that is a very good play on your name. Yeah, I was pretty happy with it. I'd say when I saw it, I was like, that's just like you've been born with the perfect name for what you do. And I would have self high five myself if I come up with that one. Yeah, I kind of did, to be honest. Yeah, when I left, the last course I did in college was an illustration one, and by the time we left, most people in the class were starting their own social medias for their own artwork and stuff, and it was always just my name, art at the end, and I nearly did that, and I thought, well, like, how can I make this a little different, like that, and then eventually the pun just kind of hit me, and I was like, yeah, we're doing this. This is the way we're doing it. So Rob Art Downie for Twitter. You are on Instagram as well, I presume. Rob Art Downie as well. Yeah, same username for everything for Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok recently. Nice. There's a few daft videos there if you want to see them, and Twitch as well. That's what I think. Twitch, same on Twitch. Yeah, that was the big one. I should have surprised I missed that one. That's all right. And the email with Rob Art-Downie@hotmail.com. That's it. Yep. Look at that. I've done my research. Good stuff. Superb, Rob. Well, honestly, I want to thank you for your time today. I really appreciate it. I think a lot of people appreciate the artwork you do, and a lot of the wrestlers do as well. I think they speak highly of it. So I'm looking forward to seeing the Brock Lesnar series continue. And I hopefully really pick it back up soon. I hopefully want to see him see it as well, so we can see the Brock Lesnar. But yeah, it might be the end of you. You never know. The end of it, maybe. It's a good way to go. It's a fun way to go.
Definitely. Well, thank you very much, and I will speak to you soon.
Thanks. Have a good one. Thank you.